Very good afternoon from the Perth Hockey Stadium. Just to let you know, if you've tuned into this live stream, the semi-final between Hale and Victoria Park in the Women's Premier 1 grade has just been delayed because, as you can see, we currently have a shootout taking place between Melville and UWA in another women's competition. And so we're just going to have the conclusion of that, and then we will get the live stream of the elimination semi-final underway here. But we hope you enjoy this, and we'll be back with the main broadcast very shortly. Enjoy. A very good afternoon from the Perth Hockey Stadium. It is a beautiful day here in Western Australia, and you can see the crowd coming in, taking their places on blankets on the hill because it's finals day for the women's competition. First up, we have the elimination final against Hale Hockey Club and Victoria Park. This is Hale's only their second ever finals appearance. They appeared in 2017, and unfortunately they drew that match against Victoria Park 2-2 and then lost the shootout 4-3. So they're hoping to go one better this time around, and they will be looking for a victory today. As we look at the league table for the end of the regular season, and Hale finished third, but you can see there 3 teams on 35 points, and Hale just pipped on goal difference in the end. That was the difference. That's why they finished third. Vic Park were just 3 points behind them in fourth place. So still plenty to play for, not much to choose between these two teams, and it really promises a really exciting game today. Well, we were fortunate to catch up with some of the players leading into this game, and we're going to hear first from the South African import for Hale Hockey Club, and that is Linne Milan. Linne, the last time we caught up with you, you said the team did not set out with any aspirations this season, but you ended up finishing equal top of the league on the same points, just losing the minor premiership on goal difference. So bearing that in mind, you should be over the moon as a club.
Definitely, we are totally over the moon. Obviously coming from last season, as I mentioned before, we didn't have a great season last year, so we didn't set up a lot of expectations this year. But taking this whole year as it came, I mean, we were playing really good hockey, and yes, we ended top 3, which is really good. Actually top, obviously, with the same points, but we did let it slip a little bit through our fingers towards the end of the season, but it's what it is, and at least we've got another chance to go for the grand final again.
Now, the team has been more or less the same since last year, so what has been the difference in form?
Oh, definitely the commitments. From the beginning of the year, we had a very good pre-season, and obviously working hard. I mean, a lot of girls turning up for training and giving 100% at training and arriving on game days and really giving everything out there. So I think that's the difference, and obviously just more or less the same team, but just coming together and playing as a unit.
Now, if we look at the teams in the finals, Wolves and Lions were there last year, and that means everyone expects them to perform. So does that mean you're almost the underdogs going into this?
Well, in a way, yes. Obviously, because of our season last year, we are a little bit of the underdogs, which is nice. But I do think that we have been playing good hockey over the years, over this year. So hopefully we can bring that all together and use the underdog situation to our advantage and just play like we can play.
Now, when we caught up with you earlier in the season, you said that the team was working in baby steps and they were just taking each game as it came along. Now you're in the finals. Is it hard to keep that mindset still and not have one eye on the grand prize at the end?
Well, yes, it is quite hard to keep that. But at the end of the day, yes, we did let it slip through our fingers a little bit towards the end. But on a positive note, at least we can look at it if we do make the grand final. We've got an extra game that we can practice to get to the grand final. So, yeah, just taking it as it comes.
Well, we wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was Linne Milan from Hale, and as she said, they've been at a really good turnaround in 2019. They were 8th in 2018, sitting 3rd on the ladder on equal points as the top team in 2019. Can they go all the way? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Their opponents are Victoria Park Xavier Hockey Club, and we were lucky to catch up with one of their young guns earlier in the week, and that is Renee Rockcliffe. Well, Renee, the start of the season, Rachel Fruscia said that you needed to avoid a mid-season slump, but it felt you left it very, very late to make it into the finals, and you had to wait on the result between Suburban Lions and UWA. How did it feel watching that match and waiting for the result to come through?
Oh, it was very nerve-wracking. We didn't know what was going to happen because obviously it was a draw, so that was very nerve-wracking as well. There wasn't a definite result. But yeah, we're thankful that they kind of went the way it did.
Absolutely. Well, you're in the finals now. Now, with the top 3 teams all finishing on the same points and the ladder being decided on goal difference, do you feel that the focus is very much on those 3 teams and that no one's really looking at Vic Park and you could sneak under the radar?
Oh, always a good underdog story, I think. But yeah, I reckon we can give them a good run for their money.
Because it certainly feels that nobody's really considering you. All the talk is about those three teams and how close it's going to be between them.
Yeah, well, see what's coming. If we can get a couple corners in, I reckon we've got a good chance.
Well, last year we saw Wasps come from 4th spot and they managed to claim the premiership. So do you as a team gain inspiration from them?
No, I think we've got our own story to tell. We don't need to look up to Wasps.
Now, you've come into the finals with a great run of form behind you. You've not lost in your last 9 games. So is it a case of peaking at the right time?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, last year was a bit different. We had a lot of injuries. So very thankful on that board that we haven't had that many, touch wood. But yeah, it's been a good lead up to finals.
Now, you've been there before. Is 2019 your year?
Let's hope so.
Well, thanks, Renee, and all the very best.
No worries.
So that was Renee Rockcliffe, the 20-year-old from Victoria Park, and she could play a key part in this game for the Vic Park Panthers. Just, I've been told, one of the fittest players in their first team. But we're now going to turn our attention to the team lineups and the players to look out for in this match. If we look at the Hale lineup first, well, if you can see there, Danielle Dodd wearing number 9 and Bryony Boltbeat wearing number 6. They are just products of the junior program at Hale, and it will be a big, big game for them to play in their first finals match. But key players, I think, will be the captain, Fiona Cock, who's wearing number 8. She's been their leading goal scorer this season. Taylor Britton is another player who's going to be crucial, and you can't go past, of course, Madonna Blythe, the most capped hockey-roo of all time. And we did catch up with Linnae Milan, and I'm sure she too will look to play a part in this match. Turning our attention to Vic Park Xavier Club, and again you feel it's some of their experienced campaigners that are going to be crucial if they're going to get over Hale in this match. Georgia Wilson, current Hockey-roo, she's been rested from the Hockey-roo, so available today for Vic Park. She will look to stamp her authority on the match. Danielle Bestel is always impressive whenever she turns out for the Panthers, and their captain Rachel Frusher as well will be a key player. Also, Carrie Somerville, who returned this year after being out with an ACL injury. She looked really good in the lead-up to these matches, these finals, and I think she could well have a big say when it comes to the results. Well, the warm-up is coming to an end here at the Perth Hockey Stadium. I'm Ashley Morrison, looking to share all of the action with you today from the semi-finals, and then we'll be bringing all the finals action to you over the next few weeks, courtesy of our sponsors, FMG, the new force in iron ore, Ausdrill, bringing more to mining, Kookaburra, hockey's #1 partnership, Tiger Turf, 3 different systems, unfilled, dressed and filled, and of course Danks Furniture, proudly Western Australian. Thanks to them for their support over the season, because they have made the live stream of these games possible. Just like to advise, of course, the coaches of these teams. It'll be nervous times for them. Hale Hockey Club today, coached by Emily Halliday. 186 caps for the Hockey-roos, and was, of course, named captain, but injury prevented her ever taking the field as captain, which was very sad for her. And, of course, Chris Taylor, the coach of Vic Park, his 4th season in charge, took over the reins in 2016, and he was part of the Kookaburra squad and also played in a Junior World Cup. So international experience from both of the coaches, and they'll be calling on all that experience today to try and get their teams over the line. Our umpires for this match are Kimberly Todd from Australia, and Tracy Fowler is our other umpire from New Zealand. And she, of course, originally hails from Pukekohe. Well, the game about to get underway. The players just getting ready down below us. Jessica Durst, a big smile on her face, the goalkeeper for Hale. She'll be hoping she can go one better than her brother, who was in goal for Fremantle last night, who unfortunately were eliminated from the final series for the 3rd year in a row. And talking to the players, they were a little bit upset, obviously, after the game, and upset that their season has come to an end. But they're just going to have to rebuild under a new club banner at Lakeland Stadium. They will be now Fremantle Coburn Hockey Club, as they have a turf built there and a slight change of strip, we were told last night. Now, turning our attention to this game, it's going to be a really interesting match, I believe, because if you look at the results over recent times, it's been pretty close between the two. Since Hale came up into the Premier Grade, there have been 2 wins to Vic Park, 2 draws, and Hale have lost 3 times. And if you look at the goals, it's been 16 goals for Hale, 16 goals against Hale. So very, very even match. And if we look at the games earlier this season, it was 2-1 in favour of Hale in June. And in August, it was 2-1 to Vic Park. So this proves that it's going to be a very, very close affair, I think, today. And the big question is, which team can get up? Both of them missed out on finals last time around. So they will be looking to progress their season and make it through to next week. The umpires leading the players out. And the action will be getting underway very, very shortly. There's a good crowd inside the Perth Hockey Stadium today, which is good to see. Mind you, it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, not a cloud in the sky here at Curtin University. So you can bring a blanket, the canteen's open, the bar's open, and you're going to see some wonderful hockey being played. So we apologise for the slightly late start for this match. The reason for that was the game before went into extra time. It was still 0-0 between UWA and Melville in the lower grades, and then it went to a shootout, which in the end Melville prevailed by 3-1. Of course, that reminds you that if it's all level in this match, we will go to 5 minutes extra time, sudden death, and then a shootout as well. But let's hope it doesn't get to that, although if you're sitting on your sofa, really relaxed at home, you may wish that that is the case. So it will be Hale to get us underway. The whistle goes, and this elimination final has started. Comes across to Annie Capel. She tried to play it to Linnae Milan. It just took a deflection over the side. Milan takes it, goes back to Capel. It'll be interesting to see whether both teams are a little bit cautious to start with or whether they go out on attack. Yesterday we had a little bit of both in the first final with the men's between Wasps and Hale. Hale came out firing in that match and got 2 goals in the first quarter, and Wasps had a mountain to climb the following game. Fremantle against Westside Wolves was a little bit more cautious. Hale have done very well to make it through to this final. It's broken nicely in the forward line for Melody Clayton. Clayton short pass to the baseline, played into the circle, shot on the turn, goal on the turn. What a start for Hale. Well, that was a brilliant finish on the turn from Brooke Corbett, and she has started the game perfectly for Hale. That is just what they wanted, their first meaningful attack, and they come back with a goal. And we're only in the 2nd minute. Oh, Corbett, what a finish that was. And you'd have to say Vic Park just a little bit hesitant at the back. And I'll tell you why that's a good goal. Vic Park conceded the least goals in the season. So that is a fantastic start by Hale. Vic Park on the attack immediately. Good saving goal. Going to break and be carried away. It's a good save from Jess Durst. Had to be alert. Georgia Wilson steals possession back for Vic Park. Creates a little bit of space for herself going backwards. Brooke Corbett was formerly with YMCC. Goes wide. Kimberly Young can't keep that in play for Vic Park. Brooke Corbett's 6th goal of the season. Comes through now, and Carrie Somerville is on that right-hand side. To me, she is a key player for Vic Park. Comes out onto the left now. Abby Taylor plays it forward, looking for the lead. Coming there from Harriet Collins. Good to see Collins out there. She took a tumble last week in the final round-robin match and was very slow to get to her feet, and everyone was a little bit worried, but it was good to hear after the match that she was okay. She's brought that one down from the air. Milan looks to close her down. Milan commits the foul. Taken quickly. Renee Rockcliffe comes into the defensive line. Jamie Thomas, great pass from her into the circle. Good deflection away. Madonna Blythe picks up at the top of the circle, and it's pushed out. And again, Corbett collects for Hale, but loses out in the end. Wilson put under pressure. And eventually, free hit goes Wilson's way, and not retiring quick enough was Corbett. Comes across, brought under control in the end well by Rachel Frusher. Rockcliffe trying to get inside the circle, just thwarted again, and that's belted clear. Anywhere will do for Hale, who were under a little bit of pressure. But just determined to keep it away was Fiona Cock, their captain. And up the other end of the pitch is the best place. And Fiona Cock, one of 4 players who played their 50th Premier League game this season for Hale. The others were Erin Harwood, Linnae Milana, and the goal scorer Brooke Corbett. As again, Hale putting pressure on and having to dribble it back towards the circle with Somerville. Given away, and here's a chance now as Pedley. Pedley releases the ball, coming back to Pedley, but it was just too far ahead of her from Madonna Blythe. Tyler Pedley made her debut in the senior competition at the age of 14 for North Coast Raiders. That was back in 2017. Still one of the younger players in this Hale lineup. Trying to slide that one down the line, but deflected over the side by Collins. What a pass, and that's a really important tackle, but won back brilliantly at the top of the circle by Taylor Britton. Just running away from Emma Reid there, but she's got the free hit. Collins plays on quickly, but intercepted with ease. Well read by Hanny Capel. Given away again, goes into the heart of the defence for Vic Park. Now, Georgia Wilson, so balanced as she received that ball, gave her so many options, just the body position. So free hit now to Vic Park, Carrie Somerville. 5.5 minutes gone. Into the circle it goes. Great defence once more. It's going to break for Vic Park, top of the circle. Took a deflection. Collins keeps it up in the air. Well, danger determined, so in the end it will be a free hit to Hale. That's the thing, you've got to watch Harriet Collins. She can score from anywhere. Taking a breather now. Capel goes back into the defensive line. Danielle Dodd sweeps it out wide. Will be collected by Somerville. Somerville put under pressure. Thought she'd got it to Wilson, but it was stolen away. Drilled through the middle. Right idea from Fiona Cock. But again, it was just too far behind Tyler Pedley. Given straight back to Hale. Comes wide now. Linnae Milan. Milan advances onto the circle. Into the circle it goes. Deflection just in front of goal. It's going to be a second. Well, it was never cleared properly. And the rebound was just too easy in the end. And just fired home. I think that was Fiona Cock on hand to get that second goal. So Hale, just as the men did yesterday, find themselves 2 goals to the good. And just 7 minutes gone. Unfortunate for Mackenzie Epps, her clearance just going straight to one of the Hale players who made no mistake. Now the question is, can Vic Park come back from this? They're going to have to really work hard. It's not the ideal start they would have liked. Drilled forward. Deflection will mean a long corner to Vic Park. They just need a sustained spell of pressure now and keep the ball up inside the final third for Hale. Taken wide by Alyssa Robinson. Robinson advances down the side, played it back. I thought that caught the feet of Corbett. It did indeed, so Robinson takes the free hit. Good ball into the circle. Great defence again. Swept clear, but not clear completely. And it's still alive for Vic Park. Deflects up, but it was off Michelle Harvey's stick, so it will be a free hit to Hale. Now Vic Park showing that they can cause problems. Stolen back again. Great intercept. And Hale just need to watch those turnovers coming out of defence. Comes across now to Tiffany McCarthy. Tiffany McCarthy, a remarkable player when you consider that she only started playing hockey at 16. Former Indonesian captain. So to get to the level that she has been phenomenal, and it's a testament to her dedication to the game. Emma Reid now. And that's a great intercept, well read, but one back again by Vic Park. Played forward by Rockcliffe into the circle. Again, it was good running by Rockcliffe. Long corner given. Hale bench weren't happy about something. They were shouting from down below us. Milan keeps it alive, just dinks it back. Well, I thought it caught the foot, but no appeals from her, and Rockcliffe played on, and the ball is with Vic Park. Down the middle it goes. Emma Reid just overrunning that one, which means it gives the chance for Fakeney to turn, but it's one back and taken away by Harriet Collins. Collins wanting some movement. Eventually she gets it, but it wasn't exactly where she wanted it. Couldn't find Keely McCauley. Ball back with Hale. Now we're about to enter the final 5 minutes of the first quarter. And Pedley thought she'd got the better of Jamie Thomas. In fact, she has been awarded the free hit, so, or is it a ball from the side? I thought it was a free hit. Yeah, just inside. And that's just too far ahead of Kiara Fakeney and goes out of play, so it'll be a 16-2 Vic Park. We just got two balls on the pitch, so once that one's gone, we can get on with proceedings. Played into the defensive circle. Good pressure from Hale again. That was a lovely deflection up the line from Alyssa Robinson to find Georgia Wilson. It's a free hit. No, it's not Vic Parks, and well, they all thought it was and had moved forward. And that was push in the back and an apology coming from Brooke Corbett. Wilson receives the ball in a really difficult position. Three players from Hale surrounding her. She did well to just pull away and create some space for herself. Goes infield again. Played wide by Danielle Bestel, just relieving the pressure on the left-hand side, and that's sadly for Vic Park, just too far ahead of Harriet Collins. So Hale, third highest scorer in the competition. Only Wolves with 56 and Curtin with 46 scored more than them in the regular season. Started this game really well. That was deflected up into Madonna Blythe's shins. As Madonna Blythe came in on Bestel, her stick, the ball running up her stick into her body. Frusher just tops that one. Milan says thank you very much, and lovely little body swerve from her. Chasing all the way now is Frusher. Helped out in the end by Carrie Somerville. Somerville brings the ball away and feeds it to Wilson. Wilson, well, she had on her left-hand side Michelle Harvey in acres of space. Decided instead to go down the right-hand side. Wilson deflects it into the circle, but too high. She just tried to pop that ball forward. Hale again, just slowing things down out of the defensive line. Erin Harwood playing in that central role, and then just cracked over the sideline by Danielle Dodd. Comes across now to Jamie Thomas. Thomas finds Wilson. Wilson looking to turn away from Fakeney. Manages to get the ball out wide. Is there a goal for Vic Park before the first break? Deflected infield. Madonna Blythe with a really good deflection, keeping it alive for Hale as they look to go on the attack, but good defensive work. And then a bit of a chuckle. Oh, that's a bit cruel, as it caught the foot of Jamie Thomas. Taylor Britton laughing about it. At least she's enjoying her hockey, hey? Wilson again collects the ball, goes infield to Thomas. Thomas faced with Madonna Blythe, just went back a little bit. Madonna Blythe will move across and try and close down Somerville. Somerville found the shin. Good play by her, free hit. Vic Park, as we're about to enter the final minute, comes square to the top of the circle. Bestel tried to play it forward to Renee Rockcliffe. It'll go over the side. It'll still be a Vic Park ball. Clever. Still alive inside the circle, trying to get a shot away. It's a deflection, and it is a goal. They've managed to pull one back right when they needed it, just at the end of the first quarter. And it was Harriet Collins' ball into the circle. It was played to the near post, and then on hand to deflect it home was Renee Rockcliffe. So they've given themselves a lifeline. And a game that we thought was going to be tight is proving to be just the case. Still plenty of time to go, obviously, in this match. Just the end of the first quarter, moments away. Over the side, the ball goes. Down the line it goes. Kimberly Young turns brilliantly. Slips as she tried to play the ball forward. And just taken into the corner and slipping again was Erin Harwood. And the hooter goes, and that is the end of the first quarter. But it's been a lively one. And it was helped by that very early goal scored in the match by Brooke Corbett to give Hale the lead in just the second minute. They doubled that lead in the 7th minute. But then Renee Rockcliffe pulling one back in the last minute of the first quarter means we go into the first break. It is Hale 2, Vic Park 1. Welcome back to the Perth Hockey Stadium. Both teams enjoying the sunshine down below us at the moment as the shadows will lengthen. Madonna Blythe talking to the Hale teammates. Started like, well, a steam train, or maybe a express train rather than a steam train. Steam train's a bit slower, isn't it? But 2 goals from Corbett and Cock, giving them the lead. And then pegged back by Renee Rockcliffe. Still plenty of time left in this match. What we thought was going to be a fairly tight affair may well prove to be a real goal bonanza. So we're ready to get the second quarter underway. Thanks again to our sponsors, Kookaburra, Tiger Turf, Danks Furniture, and Osdrill and FMG. So Hale getting the second quarter underway. Breaking down the left-hand side is Melody Clayton. Comes back to Fiona Cock. Madonna Blythe. Madonna Blythe, of course, 2-time Charlesworth Medal winner in 2 successive years. That is the highest accolade for the fairest and best here in Western Australia. And the dinner just a couple of weeks away, in fact, just over a week away, week Monday. Will she do it 3 in a row as Wilson breaks forward? Coming across, a good tackle from Danielle Dodd. I should remind local listeners, if you haven't got your tickets yet, contact Hockey WA. Annie Capel goes square to Jamie Thomas. Vic Park again seem to have weathered that storm early on and getting a little bit of cohesion now. Somerville to the baseline, ran out of space, and I think she was hoping that there was just going to be a little stick poke coming in, but it never came. And so it is a 16. And that was really good awareness by Fiona Cock not to overcommit. Fiona Cock, of course, who used to play for Derwent Hockey Club in the Southern Premiership in Tasmania. She won that over there. She'd love to, I'm sure, have a Western Australian Premiership as well. Just waiting for the ball to come out onto the pitch. Frischer played that in, just lifted it a little bit too high. Donna Blythe again, calming things down at the back for Hale. And a slight miscommunication. Sees possession back with Vic Park. Wilson plays on immediately, goes down the left-hand side for Vic Park. Comes back now, plays it to Abby Taylor. Abby Taylor looking what's available, nothing forward, so she goes back to Frischer. Somerville down the line, infield, and that's going to see possession back with Hale, but they've got absolutely nobody forward. Every single player was inside there, 23 metres. So, of course, when they won possession, they had no outlet to even hold the ball up going forward. Thomas to Taylor again. Taylor has a mistrap, but gets it under control, then goes through the legs of Brooke Corbett. Ball won back, though, well by Fakeney. Harwood goes back. It was Hanny Capel who just lost it for a moment. Credit to Vic Park at the moment. They're just shifting across the pitch, keeping their defensive formation really well. And that's a poor pass behind Rachel Frischer, puts the pressure now on Vic Park's defence. Corbett leaves the ball behind. Fakeney to Corbett. Corbett, well, not the touch she would have wanted on a reverse stick. She'll be frustrated about that one. Thrown to the air and brought down brilliantly by Harriet Collins. Collins hemmed in, goes square, looking for the run through the midfield, but it's Milan who comes back and takes it away from two Vic Park players who were just waiting for the ball. Macaulay was one of those. So good to see midfielders sprinting back, and Milan showing the benefits of doing that. She now takes the ball from the side. Wilson gives pursuit. Milan continues to go. Both of those players, of course, international hockey players. Milan having played for South Africa. Georgia Wilson still part of the Hockey Roos setup, and of course a very important part of the Thundersticks in the new Hockey One competition. Desperation just outside the circle, and she'll feel a little bit hard done by there, Taylor Britton. I think she thought the free hit was going to go her way. Taylor Britton, who used to play hockey for South Burney in Tasmania, moved to Perth 2014. Stolen again by Milan. Wilson steals it back for Vic Park. Wilson did well, drew two Hale players. Taylor plays it first time, didn't really look up, and it was not to Reed, it was to Fiona Cock. Cock breaks forward, beats one, beats two. Great pass. Corbett across the face of goal, and it's going to go in, and Brooke Corbett will get the credit for that. It's a third goal for Hale. And Brooke Corbett will claim that goal as the deflection was off the defender. And so they restore that two-goal buffer. It was unfortunate for Carrie Somerville as it went off her. So Hale finally getting another goal. You've got to go back actually to May 2017 for the last win that Hale have had over Vic Park. So it's quite a long time ago. So this would be a pretty good effort. That's, as I say, that's a long time ago until June's win this year in the league in the round robin. So good work there coming from Chiara Fakeney to win possession back. Oh, and that was a really good lead coming from Tyler Pedley. She read that pass superbly. Looks to pull it back. Good defence in the end, though, coming from Robinson. So it will be a long corner to Hale. Well, the pressure was applied, but managing to keep possession was Capel, and then unfortunately Michelle Harvey missing it completely, and it caught her foot. McCarthy goes back into the defensive line to Danielle Dodd, who looks to fire it directly into the circle. There's numbers for Vic Park if they can keep possession. Caught the heel of Capel. No whistle. Play on is the call. Michelle Harvey now will play it down the line, but that's just got too much pace on it for Kayla O'Sullivan to keep it in play. Now that was a missed opportunity because they really had the defence stretched and outnumbered. And the ball just clipping the heel of Capel made such a difference. Unfortunately, that hit O'Sullivan. Madonna Blythe finds O'Sullivan's foot again. Madonna Blythe carries on. Still with the ball. That was good defence stepping out from Maddie Naylor-Pratt. Wilson again. Wilson running into trouble. Up it goes, and Linne Milan gets the decision from the umpire. She played it into the stick of Wilson, and it went up into Wilson's body. Annie Capel goes out onto the left-hand side now. Looking to close down for Vic Park is Macaulay. Macaulay in her right tussle. She managed to steal the ball. Wilson now. It's going to break in the end for O'Sullivan. Good tackle, Madonna Blythe. And she plays the ball forward, and it's going to go out for a 16. And if you can see Hale all sprinting forward, they're going for the high press now to really try and pin Vic Park back inside their own half. Well, in fact, it's a long corner. Well, that surprised Vic Park, surprised me as well. Corbett accelerates towards the circle, little touch, and Mackenzie Epps comes off a line. It's going to be a free hit, though, to Vic Park. Thrown to the air, missed by Madonna Blythe. Wilson says thank you very much, had a little bit of space, feeds it forward, and stretching on the reverse stick was Harriet Collins, but couldn't get the ball under control. Back to Capel. So now it's Vic Park trying to apply pressure, and that was O'Sullivan. Couldn't get the touch that she wanted. Capel carries forward. Just over 5 minutes left until half-time. Picked up by Robinson rather. A little bit of space now as Renee Rockcliffe looks to cut infield. That's a very good pass, and it should be collected by Emma Reid. It is indeed, as Linne Milan, though, what a tackle that was. Absolutely brilliant. Milan just timed that to perfection as Reid just showed too much of the ball. Milan now, a little bit of space. And chased all the way. It'll be another long corner. Tyler Pedley doing good work in the forward zone. Milan to Pedley. Pedley faced with Somerville, goes round the back into the circle. Well, I think she was thinking that there was a foot, but a long corner has been given. Linne Milan just being told it must be taken opposite where it crossed the baseline, so just moving in a few metres. Just flicks it to the air. Capel. Well, she didn't bring that one under control. I think probably she was standing in the shade, maybe the sun just catching up. Robinson That was good play from Danielle Bestel. That's an equally good pass coming in the end from Frusher. And Madonna Blythe not happy with the decision going against her. Renee Rockcliffe gets on with it quickly, manages to feed it out to Michelle Harvey. Michelle Harvey, well, just losing out. Good defence again from Danielle Dodd. Over the side it goes. We've got just under 4 minutes left now in the first half. Vic Park, can they get another goal before half-time, just to make their job a little bit easier if they're going to get back in this match? Wilson. Of course, it is vital. The loser of this team, their season is over. The winner will play the loser of the following game, which is Suburban Lions versus Westside Wolves. Thomas, good ball into the circle. Lovely turn. Great defence, though, in the end. And in the end, it was a free hit for Hale. I think it was Harwood who put in the great tackle low down inside the circle. Capel looks to belt that one up the side, and a physical challenge comes in on Taylor Britton. She gets the free hit. Erin Harwood, originally from Kalgoorlie, studying journalism at Curtin. Her tackle was superb, and maybe the difference, Pedley just taking that one over the sideline. Umpire ideally placed to see that. Jamie Thomas goes square at the back, and again the pressure applied. It comes to Emma Reid. Milan steals again. What a game she's having. Linnae Milan into the circle, across the face of goal. Mackenzie Epps saves. Milan keeps it in play, looks to square it, and into the body it goes. Penalty corner to Hale, the first of the match. And this could be another opportunity now for a goal for Hale. Now, Hale have scored 18 penalty corners this season. You compare that to Victoria Park's 8, shows that they are one of the more dominant sides when it comes to scoring goals from penalty corners. So top of the circle, Fiona Cock waiting. Alongside her is Linnae Milan. Fiona Cock strikes it low, deflected, and it's come off the foot. Fiona Cock is saying surely it was off the first runner's foot. Must admit, I did think she had something to say on that. So the umpires are conferring at the moment. It is going to be a free out, taken to Wilson. Wilson plays it forward, and a chance now to break forward. Macaulay tries it square, and there's a collision. 2 Hale players, centre of the field, and that did not look too good. Fiona Cock collided. Can't see, is it Milan who's down as well? It is indeed. So Milan coming off. Well, hopefully she's okay and there's no head issues there, but she did fall rather heavily. Well, she's just been offered an ice pack and shook her head saying, I don't want that, thank you very much. They certainly build them tough at Park Gymnasium School in the Cape. A lot of really famous rugby players having attended that school and gone on to represent the Springboks. Wilson trying to play it into the circle. Rockcliffe wins it back at the edge of the circle for Vic Park. Into the circle they go. Penalty corner now for Vic Park. And their first of the match. Now, having just mentioned how they've not been able to convert that many, this will be interesting if they manage to convert this one. We have just over a minute left in the first quarter. They scored in the last minute of, in the second quarter. They scored in the last minute of the first quarter. Can they do it again? And just take in that 1-goal deficit at half-time. Rachel Frusher, who's had an outstanding season for them, waits at the top of the circle. It's played to Wilson. Wilson cracks it towards goal, and Madonna Blythe was in front of her goalkeeper, Jess Durst, and deflected it out for a long corner. Great defence from the experienced Madonna Blythe. Comes wide now, Naylor Pratt. Naylor Pratt closed down immediately. Good work from Melody Clayton. Has to go back, comes to Frusher again. Frusher drills that one to the top of the circle. Rockcliffe was there, but it's too far ahead of her to be able to deflect it into the danger zone. And Hale will just take their time, you would think, to play this one out and just eat up valuable time. Danielle Dodd over the ball, self passes, and just hits it long. Vic Park looking to try and launch one last attack if they can. Robinson from the side plays it forward. Rockcliffe, 3 players around her, turns into trouble. It's taken away from her. She comes back to try and win it back, and the ball forward is going to go out for a 16. Glances from all the Hale players up at the clock behind their goal. They just want to keep the ball up here and just kill off this first half. Through the legs it goes, played forward. And again, there was nothing that Kimberly Young could have done to get on the end of that one. The hooter goes. It is the end of the first half. It's been an entertaining one, but it is Hale at the moment who are in the box seat. They scored 2 goals in the first quarter, added a third in the second. And so we go into halftime with a scoreline that reads Hale 3, Victoria Park 1. Welcome back to the Perth Hockey Stadium. The second half of this elimination final in the Women's Premier 1 competition about to get underway. And at the moment, it is Hale Hockey Club leading Victoria Park by 3 goals to one rather. Brooke Corbett with 2 goals, Fiona Cock with the third, and Renee Rockcliffe with the reply from Vic Park. And Vic Park are going to have to really go for it in this second half because the loser goes home after today. It should be a fantastic second half of action in what is a beautiful day today. It is absolutely magnificent, not too hot, and the sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky, and this theatre for hockey here at Curtin University is never looked better. So Vic Park will get us underway in this match. Harriet Collins over the ball. Can she get a goal? She's been their leading goal scorer all season. Came third overall in the whole top goal scorers in the competition. Bestel goes wide. Just comes off the stick there of Hanni Capel. So Vic Park looking to go on the attack early in this second half. The ball ricocheted up. Fakeney brought it down. Good to see Linnae Milan back out there, so obviously no damage to her after that collision with Fiona Cock, her teammate. Playing on quickly. Hale going forward again. It's Corbett, who's been really lively in this match, Brooke Corbett. Her 2 goals now take her tally to 7, so she becomes actually equal second highest scorer for Hale this season with Linnae Milan. Jumping ahead of Emily Chalker. Taylor Britton. Bestel, such an important player, looking to find Wilson, but it just ran too far ahead of her. Now there's almost a sort of nervous silence around the ground at the moment. Hale fans, of course, they've not really been in this position. They've only made the finals once before, and they went out to Vic Park in their opening game, so they would be hoping upon hope that they could continue on and get the result they're looking for here. And you consider that the team was only created in 1991 by Noelle Jones. They've come a long way in a short space of time. Only their second spell in the Premier League. And the first was back in 2005 to 2008. Then they were promoted again in 2017. So when you think 2017 and then they're in the final series 2 years later, that is fantastic work. So congratulations to all behind the scenes. Jamie Thomas now playing out from the back, trying to feed it to Somerville. That was brilliantly read again by Clayton. Just given away there. That was rather cheaply given to Taylor Britton, although it would be probably not giving Taylor Britton enough credit because she seems to just get herself in a really good position to be able to steal those balls. Wilson advances, looks to play it square. Milan again coming back brilliantly. Kept though by Renee Rockcliffe, and unfortunately for her teammate, just running in from the right-hand side just as she played the pass. That was Michelle Harvey. Madonna Blythe taking up space in the shadows and not picked up by Vic Park. Advances out to the middle of the pitch, feeds Milan. Milan, down the line it goes. Corbett now receives it just outside the circle. Stolen away, but I think it was deemed it was a foul on possibly even a backstick. It looked to me as if the ball was swept with the back of the stick away from Brooke Corbett. Milan safe passes. Into the circle she goes. It bobbles across and goes out for a long corner, eventually off the stick of Georgia Wilson. Trying to turn at the top of the circle and then winning another free hit. Madonna Blythe over the ball. Pushes it out wide now. Capel looks up to sweep. That took a deflection outside the circle. Madonna Blythe absolutely livid Ball came to her. She was just about to fire off a shot, and it had taken a deflection off the foot outside the circle. Capel now self-passes, wins another free hit right down by the baseline, carries it 5 metres, goes into the circle. Up it goes, off the shins, and it will be a penalty corner to Hale. Second penalty corner of the match for Hale. And as I said, they are one of the better teams at converting these penalty corners. And they'll be hoping that this could be their chance now just to get that 4th goal and give themselves a 3-goal cushion, because at the moment, just if Vic Park get 1, suddenly a belief comes in. But if they've got to get 2 to get within a goal, it makes it a little bit harder. Fiona Cock-Waits, top of the circle. It's trapped, fired, really good save. Mackenzie Epps logging. That was a good save to deny Hanny Capel. She was aiming for the bottom right-hand corner. Mackenzie Epps low down. Full stretch. Madonna Blythe again, cleverly just playing it into the feet. Such an important component for Hale. She came back to the club once they were promoted again and has been a loyal servant to Hale. Renee Rockcliffe took a tumble. She's up again now, good to see. Wilson. And that comes out of defence. Frusher. Frusher again. And that's going to beat everybody. It's a Hale ball from the side. Taking a touch, and that was a really brave challenge from Harriet Collins to steal possession back. She did really well to get that off Bryony Boltby. Into the circle it goes, but Hale pick it up. Comes wide now to Madonna Blythe. Jamie Thomas gets a touch, deflects it into the technical bench, and all the substitutes standing there had to duck for cover. So Boltby again from the side. Capel has to keep it down this narrow side. Again, we see a great tackle coming in, and that's a foul that will go the way of Vic Park. Harriet Collins doing her work and doing it well. And then Wilson now running into Madonna Blythe. Blythe knew she'd committed the foul and retreated very quickly. Collins cracks that one into the feet of Madonna Blythe as she jumps in the air. Somerville now self-passes. Can she create something? Looks to play it for Wilson, who just stepped forward and it went behind her. It's just those connections not happening at the moment for Vic Park. Milan having to run laterally across the pitch at the moment. Eventually manages to find Pedley. Pedley looking to take on Somerville. Pedley, one hand on the stick. Somerville came back, stole it, but illegally according to the umpire. I have to say, I thought that was a pretty good tackle initially, but was slightly shielded from the view. Good work again that time, though, by Pedley to play it into the feet. Madonna Blythe over the ball. Comes back now to Harwood. Harwood plays it square. Dodd. And a deflection for a long corner off the stick of captain Rachel Frusher. Rachel Frusher has experience in big finals. She played in America for the Maryland Terrapins in 2014-15, and she was part of the side that won the first Big Ten championship over there. So obviously it was the first time Maryland University had ever won it, and she was part of that team. Jamie Thomas getting in trouble there, and a really tough tussle going on with Melody Clayton, and Clayton gets the free hit. Gone past the halfway stage of the third quarter, lifted into the circle, not deemed dangerous. And Vic Park trying to play out now, but they've got the free hit just on their 23-metre line. And Michelle Harvey had made a good run, and now is just going to Swap. Kimberly Young coming on. Pedley slips. Had a fairly heavy fall, but she's back on her feet as Wilson tries to advance. Madonna Blythe tackled while on the ground. I have to say I thought that that was no longer allowed, but she's got away with it. Played into the circle on the turn by Corbett, but Vic Park pick up. Wilson retreats and then tries to take on Pedley. Just showing too much of the ball and then left behind by Boltby, so it'll be a free hit to Jamie Thomas as she looks to advance. Coming across is Madonna Blythe, and over the side it goes. So Thomas has the free hit from the side. Wilson takes a break and Renee Rockcliffe comes back on for the Panthers. That was a telling touch from Kimberly Young just to win possession back for Vic Park. Jamie Thomas wins a free hit. Another foul coming in from Bryony Boltby. They're beginning to mount up against her in the last 5 minutes. As we enter the last 5 minutes of the final, or rather of the third quarter. So Vic Park at the moment just having a little bit of trouble getting the connections between their midfield and the forwards. Capel keeps it in play and then plays it in the shins of Jamie Thomas. And then, unfortunately for her and her own annoyance, just played it directly over the sideline. Well, Fiona Cock, I think, just getting a touch on that, making it dangerous. So now Bestel, and she's given it away on halfway. Was well read again by Linnae Milan. Taking on Somerville. Milan, she's isolated there. Bestel comes to try and steal it back. Instead, commits a foul. Gives Vic Park a chance to get players back behind the ball. Milan plays it into the circle. Deflected towards goal, but Fiona Cock didn't get a good hit. That was a good hit into the circle. And it's going to be a 16. I think Milan was just outside the circle when she belted that one towards goal, looking for a teammate to get a deflection and just edge it past Mackenzie Epps. Decision going the way of the defender. Both players moving into the space where the aerial pass was thrown. A lot of debate on that particular rule. And that is clearly off the feet. Danielle Bestel, can she turn this game with her influence in the midfield? And again, it's a misplaced pass coming that time from Keely McCauley. Harriet Collins was setting off and McCauley just couldn't beat the last Hale defender and find her. Frusher did well. Well, that was good play. Again, out of defence. Good work from Robinson. Infield it goes. Played first time Renee Rockcliffe, and once more was aimed for McCauley. Hale at the moment seem to be in control of this match. Jamie Thomas to Wilson. Wilson trying to break forward. And Wilson getting the decision, going against Fakeney. Jamie Thomas having to stretch, got the ball forward. It's a good pass in the end, managing to pick out Naylor Pratt. Long corner won by Vic Park. We're into the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Naylor Pratt feeds it forward. Danielle Bestel looking to play it into the circle, and over the baseline it goes again, this time off the stick of Harwood. Another long corner, inching closer towards the centre of the pitch. Naylor Pratt over the ball, goes back to Jamie Thomas. Cracks that square, looking to change the angle of attack. It's going to break the deflection coming to Georgia Wilson. She Just trying to play herself into a little bit of space, and oh dear, Jamie Thomas just going too far forward, and the square pass going behind her and out of play. McCarty from the side. Flicks it in the air, and unfortunately Jamie Thomas almost looked like she'd kept it in play really well. 2 balls on the pitch, so Tiffany McCarty leaves hers and lets Madonna Blythe play on with the ball that she had. Madonna Blythe takes her time, pushes the ball down the line. And just killing time in that corner. And eventually conceding a free hit. Good work being done by Taylor Britton, showcasing her close stick skills. Well, as we saw this yesterday, it's a contentious one. The defender touched the ball and played it forward, and then plays it again and says, oh, the player came in the 5 meters. If you've played the ball, they're allowed to then advance. And a green card has now been issued, so Hale will be down for about 1 minute 50. Well, it looks like they may well actually be down the first 2 minutes of the second half. Of course, it's when the person sits down. So the hooter goes, and it was a card for Emma Sherwood. So they will be 1 player down at the start of the 4th quarter. As we go into the final break, though, no change to the score since half-time. It is Hale 3, Vic Park 1. Welcome back to the Perth Hockey Stadium. Vic Park currently being shaded in this match, and they're standing in the shade now. It's a big question whether Chris Taylor can come up with the tactics to get them over the line in this match. Of course, if they can get a draw, it goes to extra time, sudden death. They have 15 minutes to find 2 goals. Can they do it? Just those connections at the moment between the midfield and attack have just not been happening. They've just been playing balls slightly behind, slightly in front, and not being able to find the passes. The next 15 minutes are vital. Hale, well, this is new territory for them, and so they will be, no doubt, thinking about the victory, but you must not take your eye off the game. 15 minutes to go. Vic Park to get the final quarter underway. Kimberly Young plays it back to Danielle Bestel. Wilson now on the ball for them. Stolen straight away. And once again, it's Linnae Milan who's stolen it. What a game she's had. Her interceptions and tackling have been really on point today. Thrown into the air, came off the stick of Michelle Harvey, brought down then by Wilson, and Milan was penalised for coming into that 5 meters as the ball was coming down, so played on quickly. And that was a clear stick check on Kimberly Young. So free hit to Vic Park, just on the 23-metre line. An early goal in this quarter would just give them the platform to go on and try and find a second. The longer it goes, the harder it will become. Jamie Thomas pushes the ball onto the left-hand side, drops back, gets a return pass. It'll come to Frasher now. Frasher, who's had a big season for her team. Somerville. Goes back to Rachel Frusher. Square ball to Jamie Thomas. Lost it momentarily. Managed to get the ball wide to Abby Taylor. She just topped the ball forward. Milan stepped out and it'll go over the side. So Vic Park ball. Milan retreats as Abby Taylor comes in. Then it comes up off her stick. Taylor into the circle. Can they keep it in play? No, it'll be a long corner though to Vic Park. Good pass to Renee Rockcliffe, top of the circle. She looks to turn. Brilliant tackle though, although, yes, it was a good tackle. Fiona Cock, not quite sure whether the decision had gone their way initially. Just deflected forward to Milan. Milan looking to cut in, foul. Michelle Harvey coming back, helping out defensively. Played forward again, and Corbett. Nice trap from her. Wilson, a little bit of space to move in now. Manages to get it forward to Harriet Collins. Collins, stick's gone flying, so it'll be a free hit. Vic Park just outside the circle. Wilson again says, I'll take it. Self passes, then advances towards the base and into the circle. She goes off the stick. It goes of Hanny Capel. Long corner. Vic Park need to make this pressure pay and get a goal. Frusher was given a pass that was a little bit under hit. Has to come wide now. Somerville down the line. Somerville plays it. Danielle Bestel closed down, deflected over the base, and this time off the stick of Bryony Boltby. In fact, it's a free hit against Boltby. Somerville back to Frusher again. Oh dear, Frusher with an air swing. It was a good dummy in the end. What a tackle once more from Linnae Milan. Milan just leaving it behind, but she's managed to somehow regain control. Plays it to Fiona Cock. Cock, though, is put under pressure. Brilliant tackling back, Renee Rockcliffe. Now it's a chance to push the ball up the line. It came from Boltby, but it's stolen back by Somerville. Now Harriet Collins, through the legs it goes, but too much pace on it for Kimberly Young. Well, that was clearly into the foot of Harriet Collins. Oh, so close. Kimberly Young nearly got a touch on that one. Capel looking to play out from defence and found the foot of Michelle Harvey. Short pass is played to Fakeney. Fakeney has done very well under pressure. But unfortunately, there was nobody in the space where she played the pass. So possession goes back to Vic Park. Still over 10 minutes left in this match for Vic Park to find a way back into the game, the final series, and to keep their season alive. There's two balls on the pitch again, so just having to wait is Abby Taylor. Jamie Thomas. Telegraphed that one, and it's been stolen. Well, that was well read by Taylor Britton. Britton advances on goal. Good save comes back to Britton. Britton will shoot again. Double save Mackenzie Epps. Triple save to deny Taylor Britton. Well, Mackenzie Epps may well have kept her team in this match. A triple save to deny Britton. Superb. Milan now into the circle. Milan reverse stick shot, and that was another good save from Mackenzie Epps. She's suddenly having to pull out all the saves. Capel. So all that pressure from Vic Park and then a quick counter-attack. And Hale immediately looked like they were going to score, and once more we see determination from Taylor Britton to get to the ball first. She got a touch, took it over the side. Madonna Blythe now intercepts, pushes the ball forward. Nice. Oh dear. Taylor Britton was, I think, expected that time to get on the end of that pass. But unfortunately, she just slowed up. Good turn from Danielle Bestel, but possession has been won back, and almost getting on to the end of that one was Emma Sherwood. Another steal from Taylor Britton. Pressure applied on Frusher. Manages to find Emma Reid. Reid and dispossessed by Madonna Blythe. Over the side it goes. 8.5 minutes left. Vic Park now finding it a little bit harder now they're camped inside their own half. Robinson over the ball. Throws it to the air. Boltby just deflected over the sideline off Michelle Harvey. Collins is working hard still in the forward line for Vic Park. Fiona Cockis as well, working hard in the midfield for Hale. You should have seen the sprint she put in there to just get in position. She's tried to make the tackle, but Wilson got it away from 3 players. Collins should collect down by the corner flag. Collins cracks it in, off the pads. This is danger. Good double save in the end from Durst. Durst kicked that one straight out to, I think it was Michelle Harvey. It was indeed, and Harvey was then denied by a really good save from Durst. And then Harvey penalised for using a stick to just block the opposition player. Jess Durst, it looked as if she might have made a bit of a mistake, but in the end she got herself out of jail. Started her hockey with Camberwell Hockey Club over in Melbourne. Part of the VIS, the Victorian Institute of Sport, from 2015 to 17. So Madonna Blythe again just eats up a few valuable seconds. We've gone past the halfway mark of the final quarter. Hale in the box seat, but they could do without passes like that. They just make you a little bit nervous. Danielle Dodd over the side, under no pressure. The question is whether Vic Park can find a goal from somewhere. Wilson hits the turf. Play on is the call. Cock does play on, feeds it into the path of Milan. Milan is being chased by Somerville. Somerville comes back brilliantly. What a tackle that was. But it's only half cleared, played back in immediately by Clayton. Lost inside the circle. Another good save from Mackenzie Epps. And Mackenzie Epps, who was part of the Western Australian Talent Acceleration Programme. Good collection by Young. Young plays it square. Thomas is going to get closed down, though, by the hard-working Corbett. She did very well to get away from it. Corbett, though, comes snapping back, and Madonna Blythe picked up the ball. Renee Rockcliffe peeled for the back of the stick, and the decision goes the way of Vic Park. Thomas now over the ball. Every single Hale player behind the ball. Again, a really well-structured defensive lines at the moment. Lovely turn from Michelle Harvey. Harvey trying to find a way around the back door into the circle, but thwarted. Abby Taylor goes to Jamie Thomas, comes to Frusher. Frusher, down the line it goes, or straight through the heart rather. Rockcliffe didn't get it under control, and Clayton just belts that one up the pitch. And then again, you'll see Vic Park just try a high press now as we're about to enter the final 5 minutes of this match. Hale really in the driving seat. They've never got beyond this point before in the Premier Grade, so this will be a really big victory for them. And will no doubt fill them with confidence if they can go on and go all the way through to the grand final. What a turnaround for their season. As we heard from Linnae Milan pre-match, she said they just changed their attitude and everybody was really committed. Same group of players who came in 8th last season, only had 5 wins in the season. This year they more than doubled that with 11 wins in the season. They had 5 draws last season, reduced that down to 2. Milan looking a little bit tired now. She's claiming that she was impeded by Danielle Bestel. Oh, and another misdirected pass. Mackenzie Epps has to get that, uses a stick, and then just leaves it for Wilson. Thomas into the midfield. Renee Rockcliffe looks to Cunningfield. Just a nice little touch there from Madonna Blythe. Took it away from Rockcliffe. Now Taylor Britton bursting forward. Good touch from behind from Robinson. But the free hit's still going to go the way of Vic Park. Hale. Danielle Dodd. Rockcliffe bursting forward. And that's Capel who gets the tackle, and Rockcliffe felt it was hers. Madonna Blythe says, no, it's ours. Pedley now will keep that in play on the right-hand side. Looks to take on Somerville. She played it into the air, into the turf, and made it dangerous so close to Somerville. 3 minutes left. Now Vic Park, who wanted to make it through to the finals, they had to wait on a result to see if they'd made it last weekend. Results went their way and they managed to get into 4th spot, but it looks as if that is going to be the end of their season at the moment. Down the line and out of play. If they're going to score, they need a goal quickly. Can they even force a penalty corner? It's not really been their style throughout the season. And that one just straight into the shin pads, unfortunately, of Keely McCauley. And McCauley knocking the ball away. So green card, a couple of minutes on the side for her, makes Vic Park's job just that little bit harder. So they'll be playing the last 2 minutes with 10 players. Over the side it goes off Somerville. Milan making her way forward. Looks to go down the line herself and loses out, but the clearance just goes over the sideline once more. And Hale will take their time if they're smart. Capel over the ball. Self passes, nobody comes towards her. She just waits, and then a short little flick over the top. And now Milan will take it into the corner. She'll eat up more valuable time. It's just taken away from her for a moment as Vic Park looked to try and play it. Thomas goes backwards and, well, just cracked up the side. So just over a minute left. 2 goals in a minute are very rare, but it can be done, and it has been done. That's going to go all the way through. And Durst again, just killing some valuable time there. Not surprisingly, Madonna Blythe back in the defensive line, slowing things down, and, well, that wasn't exactly what Danielle Dodd was intending, and smile on her face tells you that. Robinson feeds it to Wilson. Wilson now comes out of the shadows into the sun. Back into the shadows she goes. Good tackle, though, coming in that time from Erin Harwood. Madonna Blythe carries it out of defence, cracks it down the middle. 30 seconds left in the match. Frusher to Wilson. Wilson goes wide now to Robinson. Robinson looks to play it into the circle. Was that a foot? No, Hanny Capel did really well to get a foot out of the way. Over the side it goes, playing on is Robinson, but it's not her ball. So valuable seconds go, and in fact that may well be the last play of the match as Capel takes her time, drops the ball down, doesn't bother playing it, and it is a victory for Hale, and their fans will be over the moon with that result because they are now into the next round of the final series, the first time they've ever got that far. So congratulations to them, commiserations to Vic Park. But it was the 2 goals in the first quarter that really turned the game. Brooke Corbett getting the first in the 2nd minute, Fiona Cock in the 7th. Renee Rockcliffe replied right at the end of the first quarter, but then a 2nd goal to Corbett, sealing the game for Hale. The final score, Hale 3, Victoria Park 1.